Welcome back to the Love Your Story podcast. Today we are talking about what you love about your life story. I walked the streets. Yes, with microphone in hand, I hit the streets of Salt Lake City, Utah to find out what people loved about the life story that they have created. As you listen, I'd love for you to think about what you love about your life story. Today we celebrate the things that are going right, the seeds we've planted that have borne good fruit, the joys that feed our souls, and the moments we are completely grateful for. What do you love about your life story? Consider, but stay tuned to hear what others have to say about theirs. Stories are our lives in language. Welcome to the Love Your Story podcast. I'm Lori Lee, and I'm excited for our future together of telling stories, evaluating our own stories, and lifting ourselves and others to greater places because of our control over our stories. This podcast is about empowerment and giving you, the listener, ideas to work with in making your stories work for you. Story power serves you best when you know how to use it. At the most basic level of the Love Your Story platform is the idea that we are each responsible for creating our own life stories. For living a life story we enjoy, that we're proud of, that thrills us, because we can. So today, I want to celebrate you and the law of the harvest. We always harvest the fruits from the seeds we plant. We don't get apricots when we plant lettuce seeds. Look at your life and the things that you love about it, and then rejoice in your part in creating those wonderful circumstances and ways of being. And if you're getting too much lettuce and that's not what you want, and you're looking for apricots, then try planting apricot seeds. Your life looks the way it does because of your thoughts, your actions, and your attitudes. If you hate it, well, then plant some different seeds. But today, think about what you love. Here's what people on the street had to say. Hey, woman on the street here, and I am asking this person, I don't even know your name, so you can either make up a name or you can use your real name, but
today.
What's your name?
Mackenzie Porter.
Oh, you use the full name. Is that the real name? Okay.
I don't lie.
Mackenzie, what do you love about your life story, and how did you create that?
That I just try to always be positive and uplift others.
Okay.
Compliment them.
Love that. And how did you create that? How did that become a habit?
Maybe by my motto in life is treating people the way that I would want to be treated. So if I feel like everybody would love a compliment, something just to uplift them and make them feel better about themselves. And so I try to, just try to uplift people and make them feel good about themselves. I don't really have...
So you think, what would I like? And then I'm going to give that to other people.
Yes, exactly.
And then it creates the life that you want because you have the character that you want.
I hope that I've made the world a better place because of uplifting positive environments for others to live in.
Thank you. Here we have another one. What's your name?
Lana Van Hook.
Okay, Lana. I do not know if these are their real names or not. What do you love about your life, and how did you create that?
What I love about my life is the people in it, my family, my husband and children. I love my career. I'm a cosmetologist and a mom. I get to talk people. I get to make people feel good about themselves. I get to help people change their appearances with their hair and everything.
So how did you create that? Did you do it on purpose?
I did it on purpose. My sister was a cosmetologist. She's 10 years older than me, and I wanted to be like her when I was little. And so that's what I was going for. I wanted to be like her. And so...
Because why? Why did you want to be like her?
I don't know. She was my cool big sister. When I was 8, she was 18 and starting to wear, do things with hair and makeup, and I wanted to be like that when I was older. So.
And now you love it because there's satisfaction of helping people stay beautiful?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I get to talk to people. People call it therapy. So I get to talk to a lot of people.
Thank you. Woman on the street, what's your name?
Joanna.
Joanna, awesome. Question for you. What do you love about your life story?
I love that I have the power to create it. I believe in what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. So as I think about my future and my story, I have the opportunity to perceive that in any way that I choose and to go forward and create the greatness in my life that I want.
Okay, how big can that be? Like, do you think you can believe, like, that you could be a quadrillionaire? Okay, like, that you could have, like, $8 million in the next 10 years. Could you make that happen?
Yes, I would just have to align my vibrations with that goal. If that's really something that I wanted, okay, quadruple billionaire, no, that's not something that I foresee myself having. But if it's something like a 10 millionaire or 100 millionaire, something huge, then
that you really wanted.
That I really wanted, yes. Then I would put that on a vision board and look at it morning and night and be open to what I need to shift and change so that I could align with achieving that goal.
Okay, so look at your life story right now. You were born, all the events that have happened, which are lots, right?
Right.
What do you love? The events or who you are? What's something that you really love about the story you've lived so far?
I love that my self-talk is very positive. It's above the ground, meaning it vibrates. I'm kind to myself. I love myself. I don't have the hate messages that most people have. And I love that about my story.
No negativity bias.
Right.
Good job. Okay, so how did you create that?
I've been reading self-improvement books for a long time and listening to what really resonates and practicing some of those skills. So I've been really open to those messages of improving myself and talking to myself and forgiving myself for a long time. And recently I've had many experiences that have challenged that belief.
Name one.
Divorce, death.
I love what you're talking about because on the podcast we're always talking about in the present, what are the stories we're telling ourselves about ourselves and really drawing attention to that. So it sounds like you're aware of that and then you take control to manage those in a super positive way.
Yes.
And then that, because you manage those, how does that affect what you do in the world?
It's a great question. Just like the other day, I had a feeling that came up that I was replaceable. And I had to, that weighed me down. It was so heavy and I actually got sick, like physically sick. So my body even purged it the way you do when you're sick. But because I could sit with that emotion and face it and realize realize it was replaceable, I could love it, I could see it, I could let it dissipate. And then I could also journal and trace back to where did this originate so that I could shift that story and go, you know what, I'm not replaceable, I'm powerful and I'm beautiful and I'm amazing. And that shifted who I am in my mind that I wasn't even aware I had this negative feeling that had been buried for so many years.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much. Okay. Tell me your name.
Danny.
Hi, Danny. Tell me something in your life that you love about your life story that you've created for yourself.
I think the best thing in my life that I've been a part of creating is my family. And I'm going to cry because that's what I do.
You're not the only one that has emotion around this.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I've had a pretty great... The family that I was raised in was miraculous, and the family that I have now is miraculous.
Okay, so you created the family that you have now. Like, you got to start from scratch, and you got to make those little people, and then you got to decide what environment they were raised in. What were a couple specific things you did to create that on purpose?
I made a point of making sure that my kids were friends, for one thing. If they were getting along that day, because kids always fight, but if they were getting along that day and a friend showed up at the door, I'd say, no, they're playing together today. And I'd send the friend away and let them just be friends. I think that's one of the main things that the kids now, as adults, they sit and laugh and joke more than they do with any of their friends because they are true friends. And that's one of the things that I love the most.
I totally enjoy my siblings.
Yeah.
And we have a text stream that's ongoing that's full of all kinds of inside jokes and fun things, but it is fun.
It's important. It's important because friends come and go, but your family's with you forever. And
so what do you build around your house on purpose?
We make a point of spending time together. We make a point of eating together frequently. Even with busy schedules, we try to make a point of eating together. My youngest is very involved in dance and drill and stuff like that. And so her schedule has been kind of crazy, but we make a point of eating breakfast. If she's not there for dinner, we have breakfast together. And so that's a huge thing.
Nice. Love it. Thank you for sharing. Hello, man on the street. What's your name?
Nate.
Hi, Nate. Tell me something you really love about your life story.
Something I really love about my life story. It has been unpredictable. Nothing has turned out the way that I thought it would. Nothing, ever. And I'm sure that's pretty normal for most people, but I love that about it because even though things have been very challenging at times, I can't imagine anything that I would change,
I love that. Seriously, that's such a cool answer because the whole Love Your Story research started because I was wondering if anybody's life had turned out as they expected. So I love that your first thing is, mine didn't turn out as it expected, and I love that because it was just a bunch of big surprises. So what's the favorite thing that didn't turn out as you expected?
I got divorced, for one thing. I was not expecting that. That had never even entered into my mind. Even like the day she said, hey, I want to get divorced, I was like, huh? That's not something that is even on the radar here. But apparently it was. But that led to other amazing things happening that I never would have experienced anyway. So,
you know what's interesting, and this truly was interesting. I was in a class once and they said, pick one of the best things that's ever happened to you, and then you go 5 steps backwards, and inevitably it connects with something negative that happened to you, which means that as negative things happen to us, it takes us down a road to finding the good things in our lives. Isn't that a fascinating idea?
It sure is, and it's something I've actually thought about a lot, really, because there's so many parts of my life that I'm like, I would really love to change that thing in the past, but it would change this thing now, and I don't want that. So,
yes.
Whenever somebody says, what would you go back and change? I'm like, well, I can't come up with something.
I can't change it because then it would change all the subsequent things that happen. I love that. Thank you.
Stay in green.
Hello, woman on the street.
Hi.
What's your name?
I am Amy Stone of the Centered Stone.
Okay, so tell me, what is something you love about your life story?
What I love is how whatever path that I find myself on, whether it was purposeful or accidental, seems to lead me where I need to go.
Ooh.
And right now, with this business and with my family, this is what I love. Like, I could have never predicted or asked for what I have in my life right now because I wouldn't have known that I needed it or wanted it. So that's what I love, is that life just shapes itself.
That life supports you. The universe just supports you.
Yes, it's amazing.
That is so
it's
cool.
Wild. It's weird, and it's wonderful. My motto is life's a weirdo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, man on the street. What is your name?
My name's Chris.
Hey, Chris. So what is something that you love about your life story?
Something that I love about my life story would be all the opportunities I've had to, I'm from Pennsylvania originally, and now I'm out in Utah because I love the outdoors. And it's amazing all the opportunities that are out here.
Opportunities for what?
Skiing, hiking, camping. There's 5 national parks out here that I've been to 4 of so far. I have 1 left. And just being able to connect with nature and get some solitude.
I'm totally with you there, buddy. That's one of the reasons I love living here, too. So how did you create that in your life then?
Well, I got a full ride to Utah State University. And
in what?
I started out in electrical engineering and then changed to environmental engineering. And they told me that I was a civil engineer with an environmental focus. And I didn't like that. So now I'm an environmental and natural resource economics major. And I have an environmental studies minor.
So what are you doing in Salt Lake if you're going to Utah State?
My sister lives here. So I'm helping her. She just bought a house, helping her move in, taking care of her dog.
Sweet. So you love being in a place, but you chose to be here. You chose to do the things you needed to do in order to come here to take advantage of things that are beautiful and meaningful to you.
Definitely.
So it was an act of creation on your part.
Yeah, I would agree. I like Pennsylvania, and I'll probably move back there eventually, but I like being able to see for miles and miles and see huge mountaintops with snow on top of them still. I'm going to Alaska in a couple weeks, and that's really just be my second time.
So you're living intentional. You're creating the things you want in your life story.
I would, yeah.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, lady on the street.
Hello. How are you?
What's your name?
I'm Sherilyn.
Okay, Sherilyn. What do you love about your life story?
My life is like a roller coaster, and sometimes it goes up and is really great, and we have a lot of fun enjoying the view from down below. And then we've just had some times where we hurl down the track at a pace that you can't stop. You don't know how to make it stop, or even how to come back up from.
And you love that part?
Difficulty. So I'm getting there. So
you're so mature.
People love roller coasters, right? Like, why would you get on a roller coaster if you didn't think it was going to be?
I love the old white one at Lagoon.
Right. I don't. Anyway, but life gives us ups and downs, and in order to get back up, we've got to go down, right? And in order to enjoy the view from down below, we have to be up in a higher place to enjoy. We have to have the hard things in order to enjoy the really great days, or just the really calm days where there's nothing to do, but just sit and visit, or to enjoy the quiet times with your family. You have to have the hard days to enjoy the really great days. We had a day last week where we were rearranging rooms in our family, and so 2 of my boys were getting their own room, and then my son and daughter are going to share a room. That was a really hard day, and there was a lot of contention and a big mess moving stuff around, and tears and sadness. And then the next day we just got up in the morning and we went to the park, and we went to the store and did some grocery shopping and came home. So it wasn't a really fabulous day, but because we had such a hard day the day before, my 9-year-old said, "Mom, today was a good day." And I thought he never would have appreciated that day had we not had the really difficult day before.
So if we're looking at your life specifically, what you love about your life is that genuinely you have come to learn to appreciate the ups and the downs, because the downs help you appreciate the up, and they give you a different perspective, right?
Right.
So when the question comes, how did you create that in your life? I think the answer would be that you choose on a daily basis how you look at the downs, right? And you can either look at them as, oh my gosh, this is a crappy day and this is horrible and I hate it and there's nothing redeeming about this. Let's just get out of this space. But it sounds like you make the choice to
look up,
to appreciate what it's going to bring you as a contrast.
It's always going to get better. So if it's really bad, my husband always says, tomorrow's going to be a great day because it was a rough day before. And so I guess what I love about my life is there's always hope. There's always hope for a better day.
Because you choose to have that attitude. I mean, that's what I'm loving about what you're saying is you're acknowledging the whole big ups and downs. What do I love about it? You love a bit the reality of the journey, right?
Right.
But then how did you create that? When we get to that, the answer is you create that every day by choosing how you look at those down places and whether they are a place of hopelessness or whether they're, like you say, a place of hope because things can always get better and you can learn from where you've been.
Right, because the roller coaster is always going to go back up and turn and
nice.
Going to bring some adventure.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thanks for tuning in to the Love Your Story podcast. I love almost everything about my life. That doesn't mean that I don't want more of this or that, or that I don't have goals I'm still searching for. But I love my home and my yard with all its trees. I love my incredible children. I love my thoughtful, patient husband and my parents and siblings. I love my healthy body. I love my job as a realtor and my friends at the office that make work an uplifting experience. I love my car and I love my dog. I love the good people in my life who are my friends. And I love the magic that I see pop up in my life every day. I love the summer light and the heat and the leaves and the flowers. I love the abundance that I am blessed with. And I love my podcast. I love the opportunities that I have to meet amazing people on my podcast. And I love and appreciate all of you who listen and share reviews and drop me notes. I love my community and my people, and thank you to all of you who help make my life so wonderful. We are all connected in so many, many ways. So, blessings to you, and good job for all of the wonderful things that you have created in your own life. We are all about intentionally and courageously creating the lives we want, so keep up the great work. Don't forget that you've got access to loveyourstorypodcast.com, which includes all the past inspirational episodes. There's a link there that will take you straight to Amazon to buy my book, Life, which stands for Living Intentional and Fearless Every Day. And you can even order your own Love Your Story t-shirt if you want one. Use and share the link as it supports you, and we'll see you next week on the Love Your Story podcast.